What is the best loophole that you've ever found? Little community center / arcade where I used to live as a kid had an air hockey table in the back room. Somebody figured out that if you jimmy the coin slot in just the right way, you could get an extra 3 to 4 games out of 1 quarter until the thing was fully pressed in, and you'd have to put in a new one. None of us had much money, so this was a lifesaver. The employees didn't really care because what money we did have was typically spent at the snack bar, so they made money off us anyway. I kind of miss that place. They always had fresh watermelon for free for kids who had absolutely no money so nobody would feel left out. Local radio station had a contest where you call in when they play same artist back to back to win a prize. Turns out they had a now playing and up next feature on their website. My girlfriend at the time would start calling in before the second song even came on. Won tons of prizes ranging from concert tickets to a laptop. My college campus had a cafe with deli and salad bar. The deli sandwiches were way overpriced, like $8 for a standard turkey sandwich. But the salad bar was very reasonable, subsidized to promote healthy eating. So I found that the salad bar had all the same ingredients as the sandwiches. The meat was just shredded. The deli would sell slices of bread for $0, 25 each. So I would just buy the bread, load up and weigh my salad and grab some free mayo and mustard packets. Then build my own sandwiches for under $2. Use that trick for my last 2 years. Back in the 90s Drive, Pepper ran a promotion where you could win stuff from the bottle caps, including a free Drive. Pepper, you just paid for the new soda with the winning bottle cap. I learned that you could look up the bottle and barely read what was written on the inside of the cap. I bought 1 Drive Pepper and continued to win maybe 30 or so more Drive Peppers. As a teen, an unlimited supply of soda was amazing. A very old place of work decided to have a Christmas party and provide everyone with a few vouchers each for free drinks. They'd arranged with the venue that employees would hand over 1 tag for any drink of any size and would settle up in the days after the event. The problem was that these vouchers were simply tags that you'd put into a filing cabinet sleeve and write on with a colored sticky dot on them. They distributed the tickets half an hour before we closed for the party. Guess what was stocked in the stationery cabinet? Filing tags and sticky dots. They had no idea how the bar bill was nearly £10. 000. My brother once yelled last one to jump in the pool is gay, and then jumped into the pool. However, I figured out that if I did not jump in then technically he would be the last one in the pool, and he is still gay to this day. Not very impressive, but at my high school we had to wear a button down and a tie to class every day. One of the kids realized that they never specified what kind of button down it had to be, so he wore a Hawaiian shirt to class with a tie. Technically it met the dress code so it stuck. Pretty soon most of the school started wearing Hawaiian shirts with ties to class. We looked like a bunch of ridiculous Jimmy Buffett Goes Mormon types, but it was worth it to spite the system. They changed the rule to ban Hawaiian shirts a week later. I still use the loophole of jumping on a shuttle bus out of Lax to a parking garage / or hotel. Yes, and then calling an Uber / Lyft from there to avoid the airport prices. Brings the ride home down to $10 from $40. My former workplace would tell us every Monday that we had to work overtime Saturday, then often cancel overtime at the last minute. That way they didn't have to give us the minimum 24 hours notice of mandatory overtime and they could take as long as they wanted to decide if they needed us. They also got to play it off like they were doing us a favor by giving us our weekend back. It was a dick move, but it was certainly effective. They used to have a promotion at Wendy's, probably 6 or 7 years ago, where if you filled a survey out on your receipt you could get free burger. I guess they didn't notice that you could take the survey on the receipt of the free burger and just keep getting free ones. So we would just go after school and chain 5 free burgers after we just bought one. We did that for a few days until they finally caught on and stopped accepting it. My dad figured out a good one back in the 80s, just like they do now. Back then cable companies would give you a free weekend trial of a premium channel, HBO, Cinemax, etc. in an effort to get more people to sign up for those channels and pay more. However, our cable company's method of giving you access to the special channel was to send a signal to your cable box which unlocked the channel. To turn off the channel at the end of the free trial, another signal was sent. My dad figured out that the signal to lock it was only sent for a short period of time. So before the end of the free weekend, he would unplug the cable box and then plug it back up the next day. Since the box never got the signal, we would have a free premium channel for a while. Usually after a month or two it would get shut off, so we'd have to wait for the next free trial weekend. I didn't find this loophole, but my friend did. A few years back, an online store had this promotion where whoever spent the most money over a month would get free round-trip airplane tickets to anywhere in the world. My friend, who's a fucking genius, found that one thing you could buy on the site was a gift certificate. So he bought a $25 gift certificate and kept spending it on another $25 gift certificate. So he ended up spending $25 on round-trip tickets to Australia. In 3rd grade, our teacher had to leave the room for some kind of emergency and left one of the students in charge, the teacher's pet. Of course, the teacher said that we were not allowed to talk, and if we did, we would have to write 100 times "I will not talk in class when instructed not to," or something like that. Well, my friend and I were bored, so we started writing out the punishment, and when we were finished, proceeded to talk to each other until the teacher returned. The student left in charge wasn't sure what to do. It was hilarious. During senior year at my high school, we had a baby photo contest. The contest had a bunch of rules about the photo you could submit, but none of them said that the baby had to be you. I submitted a baby picture I found on Google and won best dressed baby. Back in the day, 2 5-piece chicken nuggets at Burger King cost less than a single 8-piece chicken nuggets. Me and those 2 extra nuggets were laughing all the way to the piggy bank. Back in the 1960s, the school district in my hometown was broken up and absorbed into the surrounding districts. Fast forward to 2003, I'm applying to colleges. I discovered that there is a scholarship fund for people living in that old district's area. The district is gone, but the scholarship still exists. I applied and got the scholarship. I don't think there were any other applicants. That you can jiggle the handle of certain gumball machines to get free gumballs. My university was trying to encourage people to walk, so if we download a specific health tracker that's connected to our account, it would convert steps into points. The points would get you stuff like free coffee, mugs, discounts for stuff, and the most expensive prize, a university hoodie which costs about £30. Now, the health tracking app is pretty basic. It won't let you log your steps manually, however it does let you connect with other health apps. I found a health app that would let me add in the steps, and I logged in an equivalent of 50 kilometers a day, and in a few days of logging manually, I would get myself a hoodie or 2, and I didn't get caught. However, I told my friend about it, and he really perfected the method of getting more steps a day, because apparently there was a hidden physical limit to how far a person can walk in a day. But he managed to trick it by setting his height to be 1 centimeter, and because the shorter you are, the more steps you need to take to cover the same distance. In the end he claimed about 10 plus hoodies, and he would just get them for anyone who asks. The uni found it suspicious, so he received an email telling that the activity had to stop unless he could provide evidence that he walked that much. Another friend had a different method. You get points just by being friends with them on the university health website. He also found that he could access a list of everyone who had an account in that website. So he made a Python script that would automatically send a request to everyone, earning him points. I used to get the train from Liverpool to Manchester every day. The fares were extortionate. £15 a day. Instead, I'd get a 30-day return on Monday in Liverpool, £20. Then on the way home I'd get another 30-day return in Manchester, £20. As long as the return tickets never got stamped, I'd reuse them. so I always had a valid ticket to travel. It helped that I was always on the first train, and the guard could not be bothered to check tickets. And on the way home I was on the rush hour train and they couldn't get up the train to check. It saved me thousands. This was before the barriers at most train stations now though, so probably a lot harder to do. Italian restaurant my family loves had a candy claw machine we played every time we went. But the trick to learn was, if the claw closed all the way it thought that meant you didn't get anything, and would let you play till you did get something. This means we would go for individual items that would fit into the claw perfectly. One sucker, one Laffy Taffy, so it would close all the way, instead of trying to get a big lot all at once. That way it wouldn't register the candy and we could keep going and going. We actually took so long. Once our parents made us leave before our turn was up, and we still left with handfuls of candy. The best part? It only cost a quarter. They no longer have that machine. I purchased a wireless keyboard at least 8 years ago, maybe 10. It's awesome. Except I broke one of the keys about 2 years later. So I contacted the manufacturer to see about just buying a replacement control key because it's awesome, and I thought just the key would be cheap. But they said it's still under warranty and they sent me a replacement. About 2 or 3 years later, a similar thing happens and I'm all set to throw down $$ for a replacement. But the replacement keyboard's warranty time started when they sent me that one. So I wound up with a replacement for my replacement. This just kept going on. I'm currently on my 3rd or 4th replacement keyboard. I've lost count. Over the years, the design of the keyboard has improved so much. The current one is not at all identical to the original K800 I purchased, but it's still a fantastic keyboard. If they would ever give me an opportunity to buy a replacement, I would. Close bracket. Went to a Catholic school with uniforms. We got Jeans Day passes to wear. They were always different colors, including white. I took one white pass, took it to a copier, copied enough to fit one page, printed one full page of passes and printed mass stacks of pages. I made a lot of money selling them out. Took a survey course in college, which basically amounted to a course the school was planning to offer in the future, but giving the professor an opportunity to fine-tune the curriculum before officially offering it as a class. Easy enough course. Got my credit. Went home happy. Next semester the course went live and was offered under a different course number, but the description was identical. Signed up. Never attended a class. Took the final and got my credit again. When I was in high school I applied for a summer job with the county. As part of the unbiased application process, each applicant was asked to take an intelligence test. The test consisted of about 80 questions. Each question was 4 or 5 line drawings, and you had to put an X in the box next to the one that didn't belong. Pretty easy. I happened to notice, though, that the test paper was 2-part, which is 2 sheets of paper that are attached together back to back with a sheet of carbon paper in between. I could peel the sheets apart and look inside. The second sheet just had a bunch of boxes printed on it, and I could see from the first few questions that I'd answered that the X's I'd marked ended up in the printed boxes on the second sheet thanks to the carbon paper. So, I did all of the questions with obvious answers, and if I was unsure, I just peeled the paper apart, noted where the box was printed on the second sheet, and made sure I got it right. Of course, I got 100%. I figure that if you can cheat on an intelligence test, you're pretty smart. My friend made a spreadsheet of all the restaurants in town that gave you free stuff for your birthday and mapped out the shortest route to take you to all of them.